Subleasing is a novel topic and I get a lot of comments saying subletting is illegal. Well, to be very honest, that claim is true. There's a false story around Airbnb that you need to own a property to run one. Well, to be very honest, I don't own a single real estate, yet I managed to make money from Airbnb. No, I'm not doing anything wrong, neither am I breaking any law, neither are all those thousands of other people who are running Airbnb around the world doing anything wrong. I managed to do so through the magic of subleasing. In simple words, what I do is I lease out a property from an owner and then further rent it on daily rentals or short-term rentals. I know there might be hundreds of questions going in your head. What is she saying? Is she lying? She'll definitely go to jail for this. Whenever I talk about subletting in my videos or in my posts, people have opinions, they have concerns. The two major being subletting is illegal and landlords will never allow it. Well, let's address these two issues in this quick short video. Hi everyone, my name is Preksha. I'm an Airbnb superhost, and in this video we are going to discuss whether subletting is legal or not, how important is landlord's consent for subletting, why will a landlord give you that consent, and what will happen if you sublease without the permission of the landlord. Now, subleasing is a novel topic and I get a lot of comments saying subletting is illegal. Well, to be very honest, that claim is true. Now, laws vary from city to city, state to state, country to country. In fact, two societies in the same city can have different rules. Now, if we talk about India specifically, there is no general law. Each state has a different tenancy law that govern rentals in their region. And in majority of them, subletting is not allowed. Even the Supreme Court, that is the topmost or the apex court, has said it in their judgment that subletting is not permitted. But read the judgment carefully, there's a catch. The Supreme Court has said that subletting is not permitted without the written consent of the owner. That's the point. Now, this written consent requirement is common in many countries. For example, in Germany also, you can sublet provided you have the consent of the owner. In Thailand, subletting will be considered illegal unless you have the written explicit consent of the owner. In Dubai, the subleasing law specifies the tenant must obtain the landlord's consent in written form before subleasing the property. Now, such a situation calls for contract. And you know what's great about it? Contracts are subject to negotiation. Because what are contracts but agreements between two parties, that is the owner and the person who's seeking to sublease. And if you're able to get the owner's consent, you'll get yourself a contract that allows you to sublet, superseding the illegality of subletting in accordance with the law. Now comes the next question, that why would a landlord do that? I get a lot of comments saying that which landlord in their right mind would let a person run a business on their property and sublease it. I understand the concern, however, it is way simpler than you think. You see that landlords are used to traditional way of renting. They have a property, they either go on a brokerage platform or they reach out to agents, they search for tenants and they lease it out for months. There are many operations involved and a lot of landlords might get tired. You might have to chase tenants for rental, you have to keep a check on your property, you have to ensure that it is being maintained, repairs and all the renovations are to be done by you. This is a point where a smart Airbnb manager can come into the picture. If you are someone who's interested in subleasing, you can walk up to such a landlord and tell them that you are interested in managing the property, that you will be the point of contact for all their future tenants. Essentially, what you will be doing is removing the hardships of landlording for them. I'm not sure whether that is a legit word, so use it with caution. Additionally, if someone is running a business, their rate of default is lesser comparatively to a longer tenant. Why? Because their business depends on that property. If they don't pay the rent on time, they can get evicted, as we will talk subsequently. If the property is not maintained, their whole business will be affected. So the rate of default goes down with a long-term tenant who might take the property for granted than someone who's running a business on it. Secondly, landlords would really not want their property to remain empty, especially the new built ones and that have been recently bought, because a lot of the properties are bought on loans and those loans have to be repaid. So the owners might be constantly in search of a tenant that can give them that cash flow, and if an Airbnb manager can give them a higher yield, as we can understand from the short-term rental market perspective, then they would want to choose that rather than cutting down from their other income. So a short-term rental property manager will be a solution for the landlord's headaches. Firstly, a solution to their financial duress, and secondly, a solution to dealing with the tenants without getting into the headache of it all while maintaining the property. These two are the major reasons why a landlord will let you sublet. We will talk about how to convince a landlord to let you sublet in further videos, so do subscribe to the channel. Now, what if the landlord doesn't give consent, but you are the master of your own life and you still want to run the business, you still want to get some guests and earn some money, you sublease it and you get caught? What happens then? Well, unauthorized subleasing in India can have legal consequences. The first major being eviction from the property as specified by the Supreme Court of India. Not only will you be unable to run a business on it, but also you will not be able to stay on it. Second, the landlord can pursue legal action to seek damages for any loss incurred during the unauthorized subleasing. Now, these can be higher bills or property damage or breach of contract. And third, even though unauthorized subletting is a civil matter, it can attract criminal charges also if it involves fraud or misrepresentation. For instance, you told your landlord that you will not be subletting, and you told your guest that you are allowed to sublet or you are allowed to run a business. That will be a case of misrepresentation. The severity of the punishment can vary depending on the specifics of the case and local laws. So therefore, I would suggest that this is a chance that you should not really take. If you want to run an Airbnb arbitrage business, it is better to add a clause of written explicit consent from the owner in your lease agreement. And if you're already in your lease period and you want to start Airbnb midway by subletting, it is better to seek permission from the landlord than to get evicted later on or get fined. And if you're a property owner yourself and don't want to go to a property manager, you can skip all this and join Airbnb by using the link given below. I hope you like this video, and I hope now you have more clarity about legality of subletting. It is illegal till it is not. It is better to do things the legal way to avoid any future headaches. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want me to talk about anything specific, do share. I will make a video on it. Again, thanks for watching. Do like the video. I'll see you on the next one.